Hello friends! Today I want to show you what I'm doing with my goals differently this year to make sure that I actually get them done, unlike the last few years where I basically transferred the same goals into the new year over and over again. Over the years, I've tried different techniques and strategies to figure out what really works for me, and I'm confident that this is it. So the theme of this year for me is out with the old and in with the new. I'm going to wrap up all the things that are still important that I haven't been able to get through throughout the last few years so I can finally move on and look forward to new challenges, new adventures, and growth for the future. No more being stuck in the past and making the same mistakes over and over. This year, I'll be breaking through like a little seed coming out of the ground, so hopefully I can grow and flower and take you guys along on the journey as well. First, let's take a look at what my goals are for the year. Like I've mentioned in a prior video, I have gone through the last several years where I've been keeping a journal and setting goals and working towards them. I've reviewed everything that was left undone that I feel I want to tackle this year now that I've learned from my past struggles and I'm ready to move on. The main goal is to make sure that I am no longer leaving things undone and transferring them to my next journal for next year. All right, let's get into it. Here I have the goals for the year. I have 8 items on this list. A certification that I want to apply for and potentially get. I want to declutter and get rid of 1,000 things from my home. I want to start therapy as I have struggled with my mental health in the past, and I think I could really benefit from someone lending their expertise and helping me guide on my journey of life. I want to befriend my nemesis, the snake, or at least to feel comfortable around them. I would like to gain 2 new skills this year because growth and learning is great for the mind and spirit. On that note, I want to read or study 6 books that are going to help me grow. And now these last 2, I've had similar goals in prior years and I've really enjoyed them. So these aren't necessarily ones I haven't been able to do, but these are something that I think really benefits my life and I want to continue doing. So I want to visit 6 new places. I've never been one for traveling, but I've discovered that you don't need to go far from home to have great adventures. So these don't need to be worldwide destinations, just places new to me that I will enjoy exploring. And lastly, I want to have 12 new experiences this year. It's always fun to be able to do something for the first time, so I'll be on the lookout for some of those. And then in addition to my goals, I have 4 points of focus for this year. These are not specific things I want to do. They're more ways of being or outcomes I want to achieve or the place I want to be when this year ends. So for my first one here, I am striving for a clean and organized home every month. There have been times in my life that I've really neglected my environment, but I have been able to work out systems and hacks that have helped me on this journey, and I definitely want to commit to that even more this year. My other focus is to be more on time and prepared without the unnecessary stress. Now for this, I don't have great systems or tricks. I do have one idea, but it's more for exploring why I'm never on time or prepared, why I'm always running late and stressed out. But all I know is that stress really sets the mood for whatever event I am going to, and I would appreciate not having that in my life. So I will be working on this. Third, I want to focus on connecting with people and having fun. Generally speaking, I'm an introvert and I don't always enjoy large groups of people, and I do need a lot of time by myself to recharge. However, I have a great appreciation of how much joy those around you can bring into your life. And I want to be that person for others, and I will be looking for connections to experience that joy for myself as well. And finally, I want to get on top of some things that I've neglected. And so I want to be up to date on all my medical exams, the yearly physicals, the dentals, things like that I haven't really done in the last couple of years. And also I want to try and see if I can fit back into my office clothes, as I do love that wardrobe, but it is time to decide whether it can still serve me or if it's time to let it go. So all this may seem like a lot at first, and if you're just starting out, it may make more sense for you to really narrow it down to only a few things that you're going to focus your attention on, because I've experienced this myself in the past where when you have too many things going on, you may feel overwhelmed and give up. And the number one rule of achieving your goals is don't give up. If something you're doing is not working for you, find a new strategy, a new way, a new hack to keep moving forward. The way I'll be tackling this for the year is by breaking it down into smaller pieces and then smaller pieces further and then even smaller steps, so I'm not overwhelmed by one big task all at once without knowing where to start and putting it off until it's too late for the year. I can just pick and choose my little steps, add those to my regular schedule, and keep making progress. So writing this out is a visual reminder of what I want to get done, as well as a tracker to see how I'm doing in these particular areas. For my goals, I have a little scale here on the bottom. I will be using it as a little meter to see where I'm at with the goal. So it has 10 little boxes. So I'll be using that as like a percentage of how far along I am on that particular goal. Additionally, I'll have a specific tracker, a specific page for each of the goals further in the journal, where I can really work out the specific steps and ideas for each of the goals. And I'll show you that once I have it all set up. So again, here is my big picture for the year. From here, I'll be taking things and breaking them down into quarters. So every 3 months of the year is a quarter. For me, my year starts March 1st. So quarter 1 is going to be March, April, and May. The reason I divide the year into quarters is because it helps me distribute all the tasks that I need to get done for my goals more evenly, so I can really narrow down my focus and not leave things to the end. But I'm also not feeling like I need to get it all done today. Just helps keep my brain organized. So for quarter 1, I am looking for particular segments of the goal that I can get done in those first 3 months. Some quarters may focus more on a particular goal and maybe not have anything of another. And then another quarter may have more of a different goal that I need to really focus on. For example, exploring new places and having new experiences is really going to be more of a focus for me during the summer. That's just how it's going to work out with my life, my schedule for this year. So I'm not really putting a lot of focus on that in the first quarter. I am focusing more on other things. Additionally, I'll be looking at my focus where I have some ideas listed of how I can achieve that particular focus and grabbing from here any tasks that I think I can do in this particular quarter to really strengthen me in that particular focus area. For example, for quarter 1, I have been brainstorming and pulling things out of those goals and focus points to see what specifically I can do to make progress on those. So here I have figuring out my health insurance, because I need to do that to start therapy, as well as all these medical things that I want to do. I want to get rid of 300 things, and that's working on my goal of decluttering 1,000 things. As you can see, I'm not necessarily dividing it by 4 quarters and doing 250 each quarter. I am hoping to do a bit more the first quarter so that I have less to do later in the year and I can focus on something else. The next thing I have is getting a dental cleaning, and that is here on my focus because my health insurance won't cover that anyway. It's not anything that needs to wait, so I can get that done. Next, I have writing out the steps and ideas for all of my goals. So there'll be pages following this one where I'll have a page or a tracker for each of my goals. And there I want to make sure that I have a pretty good idea of what steps I need to take or what ideas I have to complete those goals. For example, if I have 12 new experiences, I do want to brainstorm on some ideas of things that I would like to try and do. Or if I want to read 6 books, I want to do some research to see what books I might be interested in and have a little idea box so I can draw from that when I want to pick one. Next, I want to visit one new place. So that's going to be for quarter 1. Again, March, April, May. During that time, I do want to visit one new place so I could get the ball rolling on that goal and also enjoy something fun. I do want to find and read 2 books that are going to help me with growth. At this point, I have no idea what those will be. If you guys have any great suggestions, I would love to see that in the comments, but I haven't really looked into or researched any. So while we still have some cooler weather, reading books might be a great idea. So I'm tackling that quarter 1. Next, I want to work on losing 10 pounds. So 10 pounds in 3 months is 3.3 pounds a month, which feels very doable without too much effort, which is what I'm going for. And again, this is going to help me work on this focus, seeing if I can fit into my office clothes before I go ahead and declutter them. Next, I want to make 10 different plans with my friends. And this is for my focus of connecting with people. So 10 plans may seem like a lot, but again, this is for a quarter, so 3 months. I've already started a monthly game night with one of my friends, so that's 3 already. I think it's very doable, and I am looking forward to focus more of my attention on that. You know how it goes sometimes. You tell your friends, hey, let's get together, let's do something, but no one actually takes the initiative to make the plan. Well, I'll be that person this year. I'll be taking the initiative and making plans and hopefully getting other people excited to hang out as well. Although it's not easy because most of my friends have kids and tons of responsibilities, but we'll do our best. And finally, I want to make one plan with strangers. Now, this sounds a little weird the way I have it written here, but what I'm thinking is I want to take on a volunteer opportunity of some kind where I am hanging out with other people, but they're not necessarily my friends. This is going to be a bit of a challenge for me because, like I mentioned, I am an introvert and I do have some significant social anxiety. But if I want to grow and have new adventures, I have to step out of my comfort zone a little bit. Okay, so we're taking our goals and focus for the year. I am breaking those down into quarters, mostly focusing at 1 quarter at a time. So now in March, I'm making a plan for quarter 1. Again, none of this is written in stone. So if something doesn't work out, it can just get crossed off, move to another quarter. If I really feel like something needs to be added, or if I have opportunities to get other things done that are serving this here, I'll just add those in as quarter goes on. Now, from my quarter plan, every month I'll be coming in here, reviewing what I'm trying to get done this quarter, what steps or parts there are, because even these things can get divided down into smaller steps, and I'll be extracting from here to make my monthly goals. So here are my goals for March, for example, and all of these things are steps from quarter 1. I'll be filing my taxes because that's step 1 for figuring out my health insurance, which is a step towards starting therapy and getting all my medical stuff done. I will be organizing my pantry, mainly because it's a mess, but also because I need to get rid of 300 things. And I need to get rid of 300 things so I can get rid of 1,000 things. And that also serves my clean and organized home. I'll be setting up my journal so I can keep track of everything, but also for fun. I'll be taking 3 hikes this month because one of them is most likely going to be a new place that I visit. And all of that is going to serve my focus of trying to fit into my clothes. But also it might serve my goal of befriending a snake because while hiking, you can encounter some of those. So as you can see, my monthly goals are little steps from my quarterly goals, and my quarterly goals are little steps from my yearly goals. That way, I break down the big goals into smaller, more manageable parts. And then for my monthly goals, I'll be pulling up little steps that I have here to put into my weekly to-dos. And they'll end up one of my day's to-dos. And slowly, bit by bit, I'll be getting stuff done. If I'm checking in with my notebook every day, I can go back and look at these things and see how I'm doing, where I need to put more focus or more energy. Is there something in my goals or my focus that I'm avoiding, or something that's not working for me? And then I can think of why it's not working for me or what I can do to do better. You know, what's holding me back? All this to say, this is my strategy for getting stuff done this year. I will finally be accomplishing all my goals, and I'm so excited to have you along on this journey. One of my videos every week will be devoted to checking in with my goals right here to see how I'm doing, how I'm progressing on them. We'll be looking at this and making sure that I'm moving forward. If you want to come on this journey with me, I encourage you to set your own goals and make a plan. If you want to share, please do so in the comments, and we can encourage each other. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.